Together with the Earle Sports Bets, yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle, joined here as always by my brother Tim. And today we have two games in the CFL to close out week number 6. And then we got a full baseball slate. We have a bunch of double headers and all that. So it's going to be kind of tricky with baseball today because we also, I believe, have a suspended game. Washington, St. Louis was suspended last night. So I don't know how that's going to – I got to figure out how that's going to work. There's multiple doubleheaders. San Diego, Philadelphia is a doubleheader. And Tampa Bay and Kansas City is a doubleheader. So kind of a tricky day for baseball. I've already locked in 3 plays. One of them has already been voided to anybody who saw the free pick video last night between Toronto and Arizona. There you go. There's the other team. That bet's voided. I had Toronto -1, and Gossman has been scratched. So I really like that play too. That was frustrating, but I've locked in 2 plays already, and we're going to be getting into it here. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we're going to take a look back at what happened yesterday. What went right, what went wrong in the world of sports betting. Another very solid day, as it's been a great run since June 1st for me, Tim. Kicking it off, baseball went 8-4-1 yesterday, up 3.29 units. Philadelphia Phillies team total over 4.5 did not get there. They did have bases loaded in the ninth. That would have been nice. But the full game over, never in doubt, got there. It was 8-1 heading into the bottom of the ninth. The Phillies got me a couple runs there. Baltimore first 5 came through yesterday. That was nice. Cincinnati first 5 pushed, but the full game they lost. It's the start of the demise of the Reds. Atlanta team total over 5.5 came through, but the full game over 9.5 did not, as the Braves scored 9 runs and it finished 9-0. So that was fun. The Guardians last night, +115 first 5 came through. The full game, they absolutely fell apart, losing 12-4 to the Rangers. Red Sox came through for me last night, though. Money line at -126 was a winner, and the team total over 4.5 was a winner as well. Cardinals team total over, full game over was a void. Yankees got their ass kicked 7-2 last night at the run line. That was a loser with the Yankees. Houston and LA over 8 was a winner by, I want to say, the 5th inning. It was really nice. It was 4-4 in the 5th. So that was a winner. And Tigers first 5 ended off the slate with a nice little +150 money line winner there. So really nice day in the MLB. And my first really good week of the CFL season continues with 3-1 night. My only loss was the Argos first half -3, but I got the Argos -5.5. Their team total over 26.5 in the full game, over 48. We're starting to see offense start to click in the CFL, and we'll get to that when we cover these CFL games. We've had 3 straight overs now after what's felt like nothing but unders to start the season. So I do expect offense to continue to click here in week 6. I'm on both overs, so we'll get into that in a little bit. But overall, yesterday, 11-5-1, up 4.43 units, really strong. In the month of July, 115, 88, and 10, with up 18.87 units. Since June 1st, I'm up 30 and change units. So it's been a really nice run the last month and a half. Looking to continue that into today.
Yeah, somehow we happen to have a profitable day yesterday. Phillies are a joke. I know that we lost the bet. I'm happy they lost. I'll get to that game last because that one was funny. Cincinnati shut out yesterday. That was not fun. Yeah, 9-0 Atlanta. Couldn't get the over 9.5. Fantastic. Nope. You would hit both bets in your Toronto-Montreal game. Cleveland fell apart, and we got the over in the Cleveland game, the Chicago game. How about the Baltimore Orioles? They were up 3-1. Soler solo shot in the top of the 8th. I'm like, oh god, there goes my run line. 2 out with a guy on second for Baltimore. I'm like, all right, base hit here. Let's get it to the 4-2. All of a sudden, I see Frazier home run. I'm like, yeah, 5. And then they end up cashing the run line. So that was fantastic to see. They're now only 1.5 games back for the division. So get it, Orioles. But that was a nice little plus 158 because we weren't touching the money line at minus 130. Instead, we got plus one, almost 160 for that play. That was a very, very nice cash. We end up going 4-4 yesterday, up 0.57 unit. And we continue the profitable July. We're up 6.62 on the site in July. So happy about that. And I'm starting to load up the soccer plays while Nick is going to talk over some fake football. I'll be
Canadian football.
Yes.
I mean, that joke's old, but yeah.
I'll be putting in some of the MLS stuff. All that will be over on the site. That was all for yesterday. Let's go say hi to the chat where we get good morning from Sir Corey. Welcome. Good morning. Ready to jump into some games, Nick?
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, is this the first time we're seeing a double-digit favorite this year?
Correct. And I think we're going to see one next week as well.
All right, so Winnipeg's playing Edmonton next week. Got it.
Yep, at home.
Winnipeg's a 10-point favorite on the road with a total of 44.5. Nick, go ahead. Do you think Winnipeg deserves to be this big of a favorite?
Yes. When we look at the Winnipeg Blue Bombers here, it's a scary number. 10's a scary number. Absolutely. You have to win by double digits. You have to be up convincingly. And I think that's exactly what Winnipeg's going to do. Winnipeg 4-1 this year, 4-1 ATS. Their only loss was week 3 against the BC Lions, which is a damn good football team as well. Every other game they've won by double digits. They beat Calgary last week 24-11. They beat Montreal 17-3. They beat Saskatchewan 45-27, and they beat Hamilton 42-31. And one thing that we've noticed with the Ottawa Red Blacks is this team is suffering with injuries. They benched Nick Arbuckle, and then Tyree Adam is, I believe, out for the year. He tore his ACL or something along those lines. Marsala came back last week and got injured as well. And we can tell how highly the Ottawa Red Blacks think of Nick Arbuckle when I don't think he's even making the start this week. As I believe, I'm trying to remember who they went with here. But it's not Arbuckle starting this week. It'll be Crum, and Arbuckle will be the backup. That just shows how highly they think of Nick Arbuckle, which I said heading into the season, as long as he's quarterback, I want to bet against the Red Blacks. But I still don't trust Crum. Like, he's an unproven commodity and going up against arguably the best defense in the CFL and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. So I see them potentially shutting down the Ottawa offense today. That being said, I could see Crum being able to make some plays with his legs. He does have some mobility. I just see Winnipeg dropping 38 to 41 points on Ottawa today. When we look at Ottawa's defensive numbers, they actually look pretty good, their defensive numbers. They've gone under in all 4 games, and they've given up a whopping defense points allowed 18.3 points per game. Their defenses looked fine. I would hope your defense looks fine when you've played Hamilton with a backup quarterback, Edmonton, Calgary in the second week of the year, and Montreal. They've yet to play a strong defense, and Zach Collaros in this Winnipeg defense, our offense, is definitely somebody that definitely a team I see them putting up big points. I like the Blue Bombers laying the points here. I got them first half at -5.5, and I got them full game at 9.5 earlier in the week. I see this as another Blue Bombers double-digit victory in this one. I think it's not going to be particularly close. I see something along the lines of 41-14.
Sounds good. Nick, I'll let you head to the chat and talk to them while I continue to put up everything.
Yeah. Morning, guys. What's good, Fernando? Saying Winnipeg -13.5. You want to get a little extra juice? Why not? I think they blow out Ottawa here. Ottawa is one of the worst home teams as well. Everyone looks at Edmonton, but Ottawa has lost, I think, 14 of their last 15 home games. Suppness, Lex. Orioles killed the 7-teamer. The Orioles killed the 7-teamer. Still hit 3 with the CFO Toronto money line, Braves money line, and the Red Sox. There you go. Moving to the night game here, which is going to be a fun one in this one here, Tim.
Oh, you get the Calgary Stampeders taking on the Saskatchewan Roughriders. It's a pick 'em with a total of 44.5. I'll let you fire away on this one.
Talk about fool's gold. We were talking about Ottawa's defense looked good last game. The Saskatchewan Roughriders are 3-1 this year. They're looking good. The only problem is 2 of their wins are against the Edmonton Elks by a combined 5 points. Yeah, they won week 1 17-13. They won last week 12-11. This is a team that truly struggle win against the Edmonton Elks. They won 12-11, and they needed a drive late in the fourth quarter, a touchdown, and a 2-point conversion to tie it against the Elks, down 11-3. This Riders team, I think when it comes to them playing more quality competition, they're going to be the Montreal Alouettes of the Western Division, where the Alouettes, they started off 2-0 against Hamilton and Ottawa, and since then they lost to BC, Winnipeg, and Toronto. Saskatchewan, I see the same thing for them doing. I mean, we saw this last year with Saskatchewan. They were able to beat the crap out of the teams they were supposed to, and then they lost to the teams they were supposed to. And when we see Saskatchewan play teams like Winnipeg and BC and Toronto, they're going to get their ass kicked. I think Calgary is a better team than people think. Calgary started off the year 1-3, and yet they're a pick 'em on the road here against Saskatchewan. I think that's telling you a little something. Their losses are to BC, Winnipeg, and in an overtime loss against Saskatchewan. I see a little bit of a revenge game. These two teams played a few weeks ago, and I see the Stamps come out on top here. I got them first half plus a half and full game at -108. I see the Stamps getting the win here. Also, Saskatchewan, when you look at their injury report, they're missing a lot of guys, and potentially their starting kicker, which I know doesn't sound like much, but they're having to get an emergency kicker potentially for this game. And that's not going to look good when, I mean, kickoffs are important, and obviously field goals are important, and I think that can cost the Riders as well, which also leads me to the over, because when you have a brand new kicker, you really are not going to be going for some of those field goals you would have with a normal kicker, which means they're going to push it a little bit on offense, and maybe that leads them to drive down and score some points. So I'm on the Stamps, and I'm on the over 44.5 in this spot.
There you go. Keep on. Go back to the top. Yep.
Yeah, Richie P saying, "What up, Earle Bros?" Hit the like, appreciate it. And now we will move into something you'll talk about as well. We get an early game. This game at 1:05. We have the Philadelphia Phillies and the San Diego Padres. This is the first game of a doubleheader. Looks like we do have a potential pitching change in this one. Yeah, they switched pitchers around on me. This one was supposed to be Taijuan Walker, but they bumped Walker to the late game, and they moved Suarez up to the early game. So that's nice. Let's get into it. The Padres are $1.50 favorites with a total of 9 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history, which is going to be tricky because the line opened up at -120 for San Diego. That was with Walker on the opposite side, and now they're -154. That's kind of confusing because I would think Suarez is better than Walker, and yet the line moved more towards the Padres with the pitching change. This is really confusing because I hate pitching change games, and we have 4 different games with pitching changes today.
Yeah.
One of them is a game 2 of a doubleheader, so not anything we're going to go over.
Nope.
Line opened up at a 9 -120 and it moved down to a 9 -110. So it's moved 10 cents towards the under in this spot here. Looking at where the money is coming in on this game, seeing if that reflects anything, which it's impossible really to figure that one out because of the pitching change. But 58% of the tickets, 81% of the cash is on the Padres, 57% of the tickets, 94% of the cash is on the under. The line's moved towards both the Padres and the under. Question is, when was this line movement done? Was it with Walker on the mound, or was it with Suarez on the mound? Super tricky. I'm not even particularly interested in breaking down this game. This is a pretty plain and simple pass for me. When there's pitching changes, that usually leads to a pass for me.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll start off the slate with a pass. Even though, Yeah, it's the fun game. It's the morning game. Woo, woo. I don't need to go after it. Is it still Blake Snell?
It is Snell. It is Snell.
That kind of pushes me towards San Diego.
I think it's definitely San Diego or nothing, but I mean.
And you said, you said who was it for Philly?
Suarez.
This is you know what? It's an early game. Why not an under? I like Blake Snell, and I think that Suarez can do enough to keep the scoring down. But it's mostly, I guess, Philly team total under then. Because you look at Blake Snell's numbers, and holy crap, he's making an argument for my Cy Young ticket right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I kind of do want to find a way to back him. Let me just, you break it down. I'm going to switch. I'm going to switch the starting pitching real quick.
0 earned runs, 2 earned runs, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. He has been phenomenal since the end of May. And, I probably just want to back San Diego in this one because I think they can get enough to work it. Now I'm not laying minus 150, 160, so it'd be a run line at plus 110. But I feel like that's more of a safe move with a team on the road because they're going to get all 9 batting appearances. I normally don't like to back San Diego, but kind of like San Diego in this game. And I would take the run line backing Blake Snell plus 110.
Yeah. Looking at this real quick, I just updated the pitching numbers here. Blake Snell, 0.75 ERA, 0.86 whip, 15.75 strikeouts per nine, which is 46%. 3 walks per 90, 288 BABIP, but 1.59 FIP and a 2.15 SIERA. This guy's been awesome. On the flip side, Ranger Suarez, 2.87 ERA, 1.24 whip, 8.9 strikeouts per nine, which is 24%, 3.45 walks per nine, a 280 BABIP, a 421 FIP, and a 4.25 SIERA. Bullpen advantage, this is one thing that I am looking at in this game, is massive towards the Phillies. The Phillies bullpen right now is elite. 1.47 FIP, 2.50 SIERA, compared to 6.4 and 4.5 for the Padres. I do look for the Padres bullpen to improve, but definitely not something I'm looking to back them full game. Padres 118 WRC plus versus lefties. Let me make sure that's. Let me make that sure that's 100% true, because there was the pitching change, and I got. No, the Philly, that's their right-handed numbers. Let me take a look at their left-handed numbers real quick, so I make sure this is correct. San Diego against lefties, 105, which is 10th, which is still good. It's still above average, and it's still better than the Phillies versus lefties as well. And the more and more I look at it, I want to back the Padres as well. I don't trust them full game, and I don't want to fade the Phillies bullpen here. I will look at the first 5 run line with the Padres. It's $1.15. I think Snell comes out here and shoves. I just need to look at the game a little bit deeper. But yeah, give me Snell on the first 5 run line.
Yeah, I'm gonna go load up some Padres action. Let's get it.
Yeah. Juan saying Nerfy. So is Lex. Padres under 9.5. Padres first 5 again. Snell K props maybe. It's not a bad look either towards Snell there. But we'll move on to the next one here. We have 2 games that were what I thought were going to be close to minus 300 fades today. We broke down this game yesterday. I believe it's the same pitching matchup it is. Tampa Bay Rays and Kansas City Royals. This game was postponed yesterday. Let's get into it today. Line opened up at minus 265 for the Rays. It's now at minus 260. Line opened up in a 9, minus 120. It's now minus 115. So a 5-cent line movement towards the Royals and a 5-cent line movement towards the under in this game. Let's take a look at the money in this one, see if that reflects that. 38% of the tickets, 91% of the cash is on the Royals. Really no surprise there. 25% of the tickets, 43% of the cash is on the under. The lines move towards the under. So bigger bets coming in on the over, but yet the line moving towards the under. It's kind of interesting here. Let's take a look at Ballpark Pal. We forgot to do that for last game as well. Let me bump this to today. See what we're working with. With the first game, plus 12%. Oh, I know that's the 7:00 game. Plus 10% overall for game 1 with Phillies and Padres. 34% home runs, 4% doubles, triples, -9 on singles. For second game here, we have plus 8% runs with minus 17% home runs, plus 4% doubles, triples, plus 17% singles at Kauffman Stadium. So good hitting conditions, but not good home run conditions here in this one. So if you guys are looking at props, I'd look more towards the RBI props and not the home run props. Glasnow has been really good. 4.85 ERA, 1.31 whip, 15.23 strikeouts per nine, which is 39%. 3.12 walks per nine, but a 377 BABIP, which is really high, but with a 3.55 FIP and a 2.61 SIERA, tells me we should see positive regression from Glasnow. Marsh, I don't think he's going to go too far into the game. 7 ERA, 1.78 whip, 10 strikeouts per nine, which is 24%. 7 walks per nine, a 2.86 BABIP, an 8.06 FIP, and a 5.67 SIERA. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Rays in this one, 3.69 FIP, 3.72 SIERA compared to 5.13 and 4.92 for the Royals. Hitting advantage definitely towards the Rays in this game, 115 WRC plus, which is 8th against righties compared to 75, which is 27 for the Royals. Obviously, the Rays are a big favorite, and I really don't have interest in laying some type of run line in this one. The Royals are not a team that particularly appealed to me too much in this spot. It's going to end up being a pass for me in this game, but I wish the line was a little bit more affordable for the Rays. I would like to back the Rays on this spot, but obviously not at minus 270 on the road, and probably lean towards the under in this game as well.
This is the exact same game as yesterday. Exact same pitchers, and I'm changing nothing. I passed yesterday. I'm passing today. I'm not interested in backing the Rays, who, if you wanted to grab their run line, is sitting at like minus 160. Oh, yeah, I could see minus 2.5 lines. Minus 165, minus 170 for a run line, guys. No, I'm not interested in that. And once again, this game could either be 2-0 Tampa or 12-0 Tampa, or like 12-5 Tampa. I don't really see value in a total either way because Marsh could either – it really depends on the offense of the Rays, what they decide to do today. For me, it's a complete stay-away game. Same deal as yesterday. Moving on.
Yeah, definitely not something I'm particularly interested in. I just want to just to see what it would be. I'm going to see what the -2 line would be. You can lay 2.5.
2.5 is like
minus 110. Wow, it's minus 110 for minus 2.5, which means -2 line. -2, it's minus 136. That's insane. That's just
the thing is, I don't want to back the Rays right now with how bad they've been playing.
Yeah.
So it's a complete stay away.
Yeah. 91% of the money is on the Royals money line. Yeah. But only like 36% of the tickets. Snell good versus the Phillies bats historically. Love to hear it. Rays run line.
Minus 170.
And the under 9. I'm on the Rays first game. Rays -2.5. Yesterday was a warm-up. -3 or nothing. Good luck. I am not someone to lay -3. They smashed it today. Yesterday it was postponed. So we'll keep on moving on here. This one was one I was looking at, but tricky game. We had the Boston Red Sox and the Chicago Cubs in this one here. It's a pick'em range, -110 for the Red Sox with a total of 8.5. Line opened up at Red Sox plus 115. That's now -119. So the line's moved 34 cents towards the Boston Red Sox. I was interested in Boston here. Line opened up at an 8. It's now an 8.5. It's moved up a half a run here. Let's see if we're getting decent weather here. In Wrigley, we are plus 9% runs, 27% home runs, -2% doubles, triples, -3% singles in this game. Let's take a look at the The money in this game, let's see if that reflects a line move towards the Red Sox and a line move towards the over in this game. As we have, if I can find it. Where is it? There it is. Wow, 41% of the tickets, 71% of the cash is on the under, and yet the lines move towards the over. Definitely intriguing. 76% of the tickets, 98% of the cash is on the Red Sox. That is definitely nerve-wracking, but I understand why. This Red Sox team has been hitting as of late, and they've been really strong as of late. They get to face Marcus Stroman here. Marcus Stroman, I think definitely can get hit. I don't think that's too far-fetched. 4.67 ERA, 1.33 WHIP, 8.33 strikeouts per nine, which is 21%, 3.33 walks per nine, a 3.13 BABIP, a 3.13 FIP, and a 4.10 SIERA. On the other side, James Paxton, Big Maple, has been awesome. 1.8 ERA, 0.77 WHIP, 8.4 strikeouts per nine, which is 25%. 1.5 walks per nine, a 192 BABIP, a 375 FIP, and a 3.51 SIERA. He's been great. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Red Sox here to 4.46 FIP, 4.14 SIERA, compared to 4.28 and 4.5. Hitting advantage goes towards the Red Sox here, 109 WRC plus compared to 96. So everything for me points towards a Boston Red Sox play in this game. And I kind of like the over a little bit as well. Maybe I just go back to the well. Maybe I just go back to the Red Sox money line and team total over like I did yesterday, which went 2-0. This team is absolutely mashing right now, and they are. I think the Red Sox are a bet-on team at the moment, and I'm going to do it. I want to double down on the Red Sox again. Money line at -119, team total over 4.5 at -104. I think we're getting some value to fade Stroman here.
Yes. I love to hear it because I'm on the Red Sox. You get James Paxton, who has been phenomenal. I believe he was the pitcher of the month in June.
Imagine that.
Yeah, imagine that in 2023. In his last 10 starts, he's allowed 4 or more earned runs once, and that was on the road against the Angels. Other than that, 2-1, 1-2, 0-3, 1-0-2. He has been phenomenal. Not to mention, what else has been phenomenal?
Red Sox.
The Red Sox. There you go. 6 straight wins, 9 out of 10, and they are starting to look good. And don't look now, Nick. If they win, well, I was about to say if they win today and Yankees lose, all of a sudden it's last place Yankees by themselves. Right now they're tied. We're getting this close. Anyways, I like the Red Sox in this matchup once again. And I'm gonna back James Paxton and the red hot Red Sox in this one, Nick. And you know what? I want to pull the trigger even further.
No run line. It's cheap enough to play the money line. Let's not get stupid on this one.
Damn it. Okay. I can get a -111 or +140 something on the run line. No, okay. Boston Red Sox money line. Let's run with it.
I like it. Shocker for Fernando's on the opposite side. Boston Red Sox money line, team total over. Exactly. Well, let's keep it moving. You know what day it is, Tim. It's Gavin Day. Gavin Williams and the Cleveland Guardians taking on Texas Rangers, -155 for the Rangers with a total of 8.5 in this game. Let's get into it here. Let's get into the line movement. This line opened up at a -145. It's up to a 153, an 8-cent line movement towards the Texas Rangers. Line opened up at a 9.5. It's down to an 8.5. And we know what happens when lines move a full run down. That's on bet on. Let me make sure because it was barely a 9.5. And actually, on some books, it's gone up. That's tricky. That's really, really tricky. Let's take a look at the money to see if it represents let's take a look what it looks like. And we're seeing, 39% of the tickets, 90% of the cash is on the Guardians, and the line's moving towards the Rangers in this one. Is that right? I'm moving towards the Rangers. Line opened up at a 180, and now on DraftKings it opened up at a 180. It's down to a 165. I'm gonna start using DraftKings numbers because their numbers are out longer. It opened up at an 8.5. It's up to a 9. So it's moved towards the over, and it's moved towards the Guardians. And then we have 45% of tickets, 87% of the cash is on the under, and the lines moved towards the over in this one here. I think the over has some merit to it, but I also think the Guardians have some merit to it. Let's take a look at Ballpark Pal to see what type of hitting conditions we have, and then we'll look at the pitching matchup here. This is Globe Life Field -7%, so the roof is closed today. Probably no surprise because the weather report is probably hot as hell in Texas. Once again, there's your expert Texas weather report. Gavin Williams, 4.01 ERA, 1.09 whip, 6.93 strikeouts per nine, which is 19%, 2.55 walks per nine, a 2.39 BABIP, a 4.82 FIP, and a 4.68 SIERA. On the flip side, Andrew Heaney, 6.26 ERA, 1.57 whip, 10.96 strikeouts per nine, which is 26%, 3.52 walks per nine, a 3.33 BABIP, a 6.27 FIP, 24 FIP, and a 4.26 SIERA. The bullpen advantage goes towards the Guardians here in this one, even though it's kind of a surprise after what happened last night. 4.1 FIP, 3.48 SIERA compared to 4.37 FIP and a 3.72 SIERA. Hitting advantage does go towards the Rangers. That's one of the only things the Rangers do well is hit 120 WRC plus, which is 4th compared to 106, which is 12th. I like the Guardians in this spot as a dog. I think they're a little bit way too big of a dog, and you guys know me. Any chance I can fade the Texas Rangers, I am definitely interested in doing that. So in Gavin Williams, we trust with the Guardians for its 5 and full game split.
I like it. I'm already on them. I gave him out during balling out yesterday. I know normally we go over comments in the law. Craig brings up Gavin Williams is good. This is a tough spot for him having faced the Royals twice in the A's. There's a step up in class. Now, I know the stat line doesn't look good, but he looked good against the Braves. He only allowed 4 earned runs, which 3 of them were balls that he left right over the middle, and the Braves don't miss. He only allowed
the best offense in baseball.
He allowed 4 earned runs to the best team in baseball. And I think that this Texas team is due for regression. I'm just hoping we get some run support for our boy Gavin. But I do think we get some run support for him. And I'm going to be taking the Guardians. We got him at plus 142 today against the Rangers. So Guardians money line. I like it. What's wrong with it? I made sure it's Gavin Day, so I made sure I wore my ECU hat today.
All right.
I don't have a Wahoo hat yet.
Yeah. The Guardians -1.5.
Lex, I like it.
Extra hot in Texas. Yes, extra hot in Texas. When is it not extra hot in Texas? When they say go big or go home in Texas, apparently big is also the number on their thermometers as well. Heaney gives up mad runs. Cleveland money line. I hope so. I would also lean over in this game. I do think the Rangers have an ability potentially to get to Gavin. Because we've seen Gavin leave some pitches over the plate. And, the Rangers, I don't think they're going to miss much, similar to the Braves. But I do see Heaney giving up some runs today. But we have the San Francisco Giants and the Pittsburgh Pirates next. Giants -150, total 8.5. I was staring at the freaking Giants all day yesterday. The line, the market kept me off of it, which is fine. I know over the long term it's going to leave off more losers than winners. But let's get into it. Giants -150, total 8.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot. Pittsburgh and San Fran. There we go. Cobb and Oviedo. Let's click on DraftKings numbers because they've had it out for a while. Line opened up at 165. It's still at 165. Line opened up at an 8. It's up to an 8.5. So it's moved up half a run, and there's been no line movement on the side. Let's take a look at looking at the money here, see if it reflects a line movement towards the over, and no line movement on the side. 40% of the tickets, 83% of the cash is on the Pirates. We see this, I feel like, with every freaking Pirates game, is that sharp money is always on the Pirates. Always on the Pirates. 90% of the tickets, 84% of the cash is on the over. And the lines move towards the over here in this spot as well. Let's take a look at the ballpark, pal. Here for this one. Let's see if I can find this here. There we go, PNC Park plus 2%, minus 2% home runs, plus 10% doubles, triples, minus 2% singles. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here, and then toss it over to Tim. The Giants, Cobb, 2.4 ERA, 1.27 whip, 9 strikeouts per 9, which is 23%, 1.2 walks per 9, a 3.62 BABIP, but a 1.68 BIP and a 3.31 Sierra suggests positive regression from Cobb, which this is probably one of the best teams to do it against. Oviedo, 5.6 ERA, 1.30 whip, 7.39 strikeouts per 9, which is 19%, 2.04 walks per 9, a 3.08 BABIP, a 4.41 BIP, and a 4.38 Sierra. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Giants here, 3.41 FIP and a 3.51 Sierra compared to 4.13 and 3.81. Hitting advantage goes towards the Giants here, 82 WRC plus, which is 25th against righties. But on the flip side, Oviedo, or the Pirates, 65 WRC plus, which is dead freaking last. And with all this money coming in on the Pirates, 40% of the tickets, 83% of the cash, and the line's not moving. The books are not scared of this Pirates money, which suggests to me I think the Giants are the play in this game. I think they have the pitching advantage, they have the hitting advantage, they have the bullpen advantage, and I think I want to double down on the Giants today against this Pirates team. I think the Pirates are a straight fade in the second half. They had their nice little run to start the year. You can get the first 5 minus a half at minus 115. And I'm going to punch in the numbers for the full game. I'm going to look to double down first 5 minus a half, full game minus 1 on the Giants.
I have no problem fading the Pirates. They have not been good. They've lost 8 out of their last 10. Now, yesterday I looked at the game, and the line looked weird to me. The fact that it was only a plus 110 when Rich Hill was on the mound, it just looked weird. Today, it looks right. I would be down for what is the run line for the
minus 102. The minus 1 line is a minus 132, which I'm completely fine with.
You know what? I'm gonna pull the trigger on San Fran. We're fading the Pirates right now, who have lost only 1 in a row, but they've lost 5 out of 6 and 8 out of 10. So a Pirates team that's just losing right now. We're going to go ahead and keep fading them. I'll jump on there with you. We'll grab San Fran run line. I can get them at plus 105.
There you go. San Fran, first 5 minus a half, minus 115. 1 second. They said that line moved. I got the first 5 minus a half. I got the full game. And I need what? No, I'm just trying to confirm my bets here. I got half my bet on the. Okay, I need to bet the run line here still. That's what it was. So, all right. So yeah, minus 132 for the minus 1 line. There we go. Back to the chat, Tim.
Oh yeah, sorry. Giants, yes. Fade time for Cleveland Day. He's going to get smashed. I don't know why you hate Gavin Williams, but have fun, dude. Over 8.5 for the Giants game. Good luck. Run it again. San Fran minus 1.5. Yes. Fernando, I enjoyed you, bro. Okay. Let's keep on rolling to this game, which I know me and Nick will differ on because I always like one side, and that's fine.
Yeah, I made a move on this last night. It was now the only baseball free pick video that actually has any value, which is so much fun. We have the Miami Marlins and the Baltimore Orioles. Let's take a look at the way the line has moved in this one here. Line opened up at a -115. It's actually up to a -120 for Baltimore. I don't like that. Line opened up at an 8, -105. It's up to an 8.5, -115. So it's moved up half a run, and it's moved a little bit towards the Orioles on this one here. Let's see if the money reflects. The line moved towards the Orioles, and the line moved towards the over. 74% of the tickets, 99% of the cash is on the over. 39% of the tickets and 65% of the cash is on the Marlins. So the bigger bet's coming in on the Marlins, but yet the line moving towards the Orioles. I bet this last night, and I'm kind of worried about it, but it is what it is. I'm on the Marlins. Let's take a look at the ballpark pal here real quick, and then we'll get into all that fun jazz. Plus 15% runs, plus 23% home runs, 4% doubles, triples, 5% singles at Oriole Park today at Camden Yards. Looking at the pitching matchup, this is where the biggest discrepancy lies in this one. Braxton Garrett versus Kyle Gibson. Garrett's been awesome. 2.38 ERA, 0.85 whip, 10.85 strikeouts per 9, which is 32%. 0.79 walks per 9, a 288 BABIP, a 255 BIP, and a 2.63 SIERA. On the flip side, Kyle Gibson with a 6.27 ERA, 1.30 whip, 9.55 strikeouts per 9, which is 24%. 3 walks per 9, a 304 BABIP, a 392 FIP, and a 4 SIERA. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Miami Marlins. 3.55 FIP and a 3.17 SIERA compared to 4.21 and a 3.32. Hitting advantage goes towards the Marlins, who are 102 WRC plus, which is 14th against righties. But on the flip side, the Orioles are 18th against lefties with a 93 WRC plus. So we got the hitting advantage with the Marlins in this spot. We have the bullpen advantage with the Marlins in this spot. We have the pitching advantage with the Marlins in this spot. I'm on the Miami Marlins in this game. I got him at plus 103 last night. I like the fish here in this spot. My numbers correlate with that one. Last night, the line originally moved towards the Marlins, so that's what confirmed the bet for me. The line moved a couple cents towards the Marlins. So everything correlated for me here. Miami on the money line.
Yeah, I'm against you, but it is what it is. I like the Orioles. I've backed the Orioles almost every single day, and they are 20 games over 500, Nick.
Cool.
I can't wait till the books actually show them some respect. Because then there could be times to fade them, Nick. But this is a Orioles team that's just been really good all year. They're now the number 2 team in terms of profit, and they're a win away from passing the number 1 team, which is the Cincinnati Reds. Now I'll give you this, Nick. Miami's number 2 and most profitable. Number 3, right behind Baltimore, and then Atlanta, then Arizona. So, and actually, well, most of the money from the Baltimore Orioles actually comes from the road games, which is interesting. That's just because they're dogs on the road. They play good. They play good everywhere. But this is a Baltimore team that I'm not really in the business of fading right now. I'll grab them minus the 115, or I'll even run line them at some big plus money. I think Baltimore's the play in this one for me.
Fair. That's fair. I'm on the flip side, but it is what it is. Back to the chat.
Oh, okay. San Fran plus 1.5 and the over 6.5 runs parlay minus 115. Get it. I kind of want some fish today with some salt and lime. Then go to a restaurant. Go to a restaurant. That's probably where you'll get the best fish with some under 8.5. Get it. This is a game I'm probably not getting to.
Yeah, this is that was an interesting in watching this last night with the stream. I had no action in it, but I would like both these teams to win. I had both their season win total overs. So probably more important for Twins to get wins right now than the Oakland A's, because I think the Oakland A's is dead. But I have the Twins for the division. Let's get into it. Minus 220 for the Twins, total of 8 in this one here. Let's take a look at the line history here between Minnehaha and the Oakland A's. Pablo Lopez and Hogan Harris. Let's click on the DK lines. Line opened up at minus 170. And it went up to minus 215. Now up to minus 230. So if you look at it from the minus 215, it still moved 15 cents towards the Twins. Line open. That's okay. This line's messed up because it has it opened up at 6.5. All right, so it's open. It really opened up at an 8, and it hasn't moved off the 8. Let's see if it's moved off the 8 on DK or on Bet Online real quick. It's moved from an 8 minus 120 to an 8 minus 115. All right, so it's moved slightly towards the under. Let's see if the cash reflects that. A little bit of a line move towards the Twins and the under. 56% of the tickets are on the under, but I see no cash flow. 78% of the tickets and 82% of the cash is on the Twins. And the lines move towards the Twins here, which is kind of interesting in this spot. And let's take a look at the Ballpark Pal. It's probably the same for every Oakland home game. Oakland Coliseum minus 6%. Yeah. Hogan Harris versus Pablo Lopez. Lopez has been awesome. 3.03 ERA, 0.98 WHIP, 12.67 strikeouts per nine, which is 35%, 2.2 walks per nine, a 3.07 BABIP, a 1.69 FIP, and a 2.82 SIERA. On the flip side, Hogan Harris, 5.86 ERA, 1.45 WHIP, 7.48 strikeouts per nine, which is 19%, 3.25 walks per nine, a 3.09 BABIP, a 4.69 FIP, and a 4.87 SIERA. Bullpen advantage is actually towards the Oakland A's in this one. 3.93 FIP and a 3.64 SIERA. Their bullpen's been better the last 2 weeks. On the flip side, Minnesota 5.19 and 3.91. Minnesota 102 WRC plus, which is 16th, compared to the Oakland A's, which is 77, which is 26. I would like to find a way to be on the Twins in this game. I just think this line's probably a little bit too wide here. I don't want the Twins full game because their bullpen's not been very good, and their first 5 run line is minus 148. So this is a complete pass for me. A little bit too pricey, but it's a stay off for me.
Yeah, for me, it's Oakland or nothing. But I am zero faith in Hogan Harris. Absolutely none. He's been awful his last 3 starts, allowing 7 earned runs, 4 earned runs, 4 earned runs. Now, those are against a little bit better offenses in Toronto, New York, and then he allowed 7 to freaking Detroit. So not good there. Maybe an over in this game, because if Detroit can put up 7 runs against him, I think Minnesota could as well. But I'm just staying completely away from this game. There's better spots on today's slate. So yes. It's a lean towards Oakland just because they're plus like 190 at home, but this team is garbage. So, 25 and 68. Garbage. Pass on this game. I'm not going after it.
Yeah, this is a simple pass here. Do you have any,
Was talking about the Marlins. Yeah, I know you were talking about the Marlins. That's why I said if you want to fish, you can get a fresh fish at a restaurant, or you get the spoiled fish, which is the Marlins money line. So go Orioles. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the next game.
Yeah, this one's an interesting matchup here. Cincinnati Reds, Milwaukee Brewers. Reds minus 115 favorites with a total of 9.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot as we have Cincy and Milwaukee. There we go. Peralta and Abbott. Line opened up at minus 125. It is still a minus 125. Line opened up at a 9.5, minus 110. It got up to a 9, or it got up to a 10 at one point. It's back down to a 9.5, and it's now even money. So no line movement towards the side, and a little small line movement towards the under, even though it originally went up. 70% of the tickets, 76% of the cash is on the over. 90% of the tickets, 95% of the cash is on the Reds. And yet the line is not moved. Line's not moved for that one. That's kind of interesting here. That's a tricky cap there. Let's take a look at the, Ballpark Pal here in this one. Great American Ballpark, 23% runs. Number 2 on the slate, plus 45% home runs, minus 3% doubles, triples, plus 6% singles. Probably some home run props would be the really nice way to go in this game. This is going to be a pass for me. I'm just going to sit back and watch. This is a game that just scares me. That's all it does. So this was a pretty easy stay off for me.
I want to back Andrew Abbott in a bounce back game after he got torched against them last time. Because what's the recency bias, Nick? Everybody just saw him give up 6 runs, 9 hits, and 4 1/3 innings.
But everybody's also been cashing tickets with the Reds a lot the last month. So I don't think
hey, they just got shut out yesterday. So they are not looking good. They just lost
an over. So an over.
Maybe an over. They've lost 3 out of their last 4 games to this team. They got 2 hit yesterday. I think it's a good bounce back spot for Abbott. I think Peralta gets hit a little bit. I think this is because now these two teams are tied for the division. I like Cincinnati today. I've been backing Abbott a bunch, so that's kind of my deal with it.
Maybe he's been figured out though. Maybe the Brewers figured him out.
Maybe
the Brewers do hit better against. I never even broke down the pitching matchup.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You're staying off of it anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, both these teams are absolutely smashing right now. 119 WRC plus against lefties for the Brewers, which is 6th compared to 122 for the Reds, which is 2nd. The only problem is that the lines. I don't think the line's reflecting a move towards the over. It originally did. But no, it actually opened up at a 10 on Bet Online. It's down to a 9.5, so that's going to keep me off the total.
Well, do you think it could have dropped down because there was a 1-0 game yesterday?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Easy pass.
Yep, we'll go back to the chant for that one. Brew Crew, no thank you.
Fernando loves the Brew Crew.
Oh, I don't think we're touching this game, Nick.
Yeah, we can skip this one. There's still a suspended game.
This one has a suspended game, so we'll move on to this game if we have to.
Yeah. We have the New York Mets and the LA Dodgers in this one here. The Mets -115 favorites with a total of 9 in this spot. Let's get into it here. Kodai Senga and Tony Gonsolin. And you guys, if you've seen the show the last little bit, you know my opinions on Tony Gonsolin. Line opened up at -120 for the LA Dodgers on DraftKings. It's now -115 for the Mets. Line opened up at a 9 at even money. It's down to an 8.5. So the line's moved down, and the line's moved towards the Mets. I've already moved on this game. Let's see if the money reflects a line move towards the Mets here and a line move towards the under. 66% of the tickets, 49% of the cash is on the under. 61% of the tickets, 82% of the cash is on the Mets in this game. Let's take a look at Ballpark Pal, and then we will look at the pitching matchup. City Field is -1%, but 17% home runs, -3% double triples, -10% singles. So looks like not a overall great hitting conditions today, but good home run conditions. So maybe a bunch of solo shots, maybe some home run props, maybe someone like Brandon Nimmo or Francisco Lindor. But let's get into it here. There it is. Kodai Senga and Tony Gonsolin. Gonsolin's had a little bit of a slump this year. 6.33 strikeouts per 9, or ERA, my bad. ERA, 1.33 whip, 8 strikeouts per 9, which is 20%. 3.33 walks per 9, a 282 BABIP, but a 4.87 FIP and a 4.58 SIERA. On the flip side, Kodai Senga, 2.53 ERA, 1 whip, 11.25 strikeouts per 9, which is 30%. 3.09 walks per 9, a 237 BABIP, a 322 FIP, and a 3.46 SIERA. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Dodgers here, 2.76 FIP, 3.65 SIERA compared to 4.42 and 4.25 for the Mets. Hitting advantage goes towards the Mets here. The Mets 118 WRC plus versus righties, which is 5th compared to 114, my bad, for the Dodgers, which is 9th. Both teams are top 10 hitting against right-handed pitching the last little bit here. I've already moved on this game. I moved on the Mets in the first 5 innings. And that was it. Mets first 5, -115. I trust Kodai Senga to give me 6 strong innings. I don't trust the bullpen to complete the game. The Dodgers have the better bullpen, so this definitely is something I want to shorten down. Mets early in this game, first 5, -115.
And this is kind of the similar deal to the Reds game for me. You just saw the Mets get one hit yesterday. Not only just one hit, Nick. Brandon Nimmo was the first batter of the game who got the home run turned back into a double. That was the only hit the entire game for the Mets. So you just got a Mets team that got absolutely shut down by Julio Urias. Now we get Gonsolin, who 19 earned runs in his last 4 starts. And it's home Kodai Senga. Oh, boy, I'm going back to the Mets today, aren't I? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm taking the Mets again. I just it's hard for me to try to. If it was in Dodger, different state, different kind of feel for it, because Senga's not as good on the road. At home, a 2.64 ERA for the Mets All-Star. I'm going with Kodai Senga on the Mets money line. This one I can get at -111.
There you go.
Back to the chat.
Back to the chat. Yo. What's good? What's good, Joe? I'm on the Red Sox, the Blue Jays, and the White Sox, all money line.
Oh, White Sox, okay.
And the Phillies money line. I almost bet the White Sox. I almost did. We'll get into that. Well, that's a loser with the White Sox today. Braves. Yeah,
that's one way the Braves lose. They just won 9-0 yesterday.
Which, let's get into it. Atlanta Braves and the Chicago White Sox. Braves just a slight, ever so slight -275 favorite with a total of 8.5 in this game. Kind of low for a Braves game, but let's get into it here. Lance Lynn and Spencer Strider, wild thing. Let's grab the lines on that South Point. DK. Line opened up at 285. It did get up to a 330 at one point on DK, and now it's down to a 285. This was almost an auto bet on the White Sox for me. Line opened up at an 8. It went down to a 7.5 originally, but it went up, and now it's gone up to an 8.5. So it's moved up half a run, and it's moved nothing towards the Braves, or no line on the side, my bad. No move on the side. Full half run on the over in this game here. 43% of the tickets, 74% of the cash is on the under, and the lines move towards the over. 22% of the tickets, 51% of the cash is on the White Sox in this game here. And one thing we've seen with Spencer Strider starts is they have gone over the total. Let's take a look at Ballpark Pal. Let's see if this backs a more hitter-friendly conditions, or let's see today in Truist Park, -2%, -1% home runs, +4% doubles, triples, -4% singles. And looking at the pitching matchup here, Lance Lynn, I don't think deserves to be a +275 or 250 dog. Let's look into it. Lance Lynn's not been bad. I don't know why people think he's terrible. 4.4 ERA, 1.08 whip, 13.79 strikeouts per nine, which is 37%. 2.35 walks per nine, a 292 BABIP, a 364 FIP, and a 2.65 Sierra. On the flip side, Spencer Strider, 2.61 ERA, 1.10 whip, 13.06 strikeouts per nine, which is 35%. 1.47 walks, or 1.74 walks per nine, a 343 BABIP, a 283 FIP, and a 2.65 Sierra. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Braves in this one. 2.44 FIP, 3.78 Sierra compared to 4.9 and 3.75. A major hitting advantage towards the Braves here. No surprise there. 144 WRC plus, which is number 1 in baseball, compared to 99, which is 18. The Braves always have the bullpen, or always have the hitting advantage. They're the best offense in baseball. And Lance Lynn probably gets tagged in this game. That's probably not a far-fetched statement. And Spencer Strider is a really good over pitcher because he gets a lot of.
Both pitchers are. I was about to say.
Both pitchers are really good over pitchers. I think this game goes over the total. And we're getting an 8.5, which seems low for a Braves team. It does seem very low. But I'll go ahead and take the low-hanging fruit. Give me the over 8.5 at -102.
You said over? Yeah. I gave that out during Ballin' Out, and I gave that out as my free pick video, which, by the way, all free pick videos now, if you don't want to be watching on YouTube, are available on the Earle Sports Bets Instagram and the Earle Sports Bets TikTok. So all of those are over there as well. Just figure out throw that one out there. That's where you can find the free pick videos now too. Yes, I'm on the over in this game. Spencer Strider, I believe he just dropped out of the top 5 best over pitchers in baseball. Over under statistics, 12 and he was 12-6 to the over. Let's try to find that again. Lance Lynn's 12-6, which is 66.67%. Strider also 12-6. The only guy, Nick, there's 2 guys tied, there's 3 people tied at 12-6 / 10-5, so 66.67%. 1 person at 70% for over rates. The most over pitcher in baseball, Nick? Dean Kramer.
Yeah.
You know why?
The Orioles score runs.
Orioles give them run support. Other players that are 66.67% to the over are Sandy Alcantara, Joe Ryan, and Shane McClanahan. And then Jack Flaherty and Burns are both 64 and 63%. Nathan Eovaldi 62. Those are all your pitchers that are above 60% to the over this year. So yeah, when I get 2 pitchers who are in the top 5 or tied for second in terms of overs, I'm going to be grabbing an over in the game. Go ahead, sign me up for some White Sox, Braves over, and hopefully we can get some frickin' runs from the White Sox today.
Yeah. Back to the chat. That's true, but I'll be fine if the Braves lose. I'm just not getting in front of them. Yeah. I'm tired of hearing how good the Braves are. I honestly am. That's like getting in front of a train trying to stop it. Yeah, I'm Superman. So you're saying there's a chance? Yes. So you're telling me there's a chance. Well, let's keep moving. 3 games remaining on this card. New York Yankees and the Colorado Rockies. The Yankees really let me down yesterday. I had the run line, and they lose 7-2. They are minus 160 here with a total of 12. Let's get into this matchup here with Schmidt and Connor Siebold. Line opened up. Let me grab these lines. There we go. Line opened up at minus 140 for the Yankees. It's now to a 155. Line opened up at 11.5. It's now a minus 110. It's now 11.5 minus 115. It was 12 on BetOnline this morning, but I think BetOnline was the only one showing a 12. Let's take a look at the money, see if it reflects a small line movement towards the Yankees or a line movement towards the Yankees, a small line movement towards the over. 27% of the tickets, 71% of the cash is on the under in this game. The lines move towards the over. And we have 59% of the tickets, 54% of the cash is on the Yankees. 54% of the tickets, 97% of the cash is on the run line. And I might go back to the Yankees here today. Let's get into the pitching matchup and ballpark pal before we completely break that down. But I don't trust Siebold. No surprise here. Number 1 hitting conditions on the slate today is Coors Field. 31% runs, 24% home runs, 33% doubles, triples, 7% singles. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here. And Clark Schmidt has been okay. 3.08 ERA, 1.22 whip, 7.18 strikeouts per 9, which is 19%. 2.39 walks per 9, a 275 BABIP, but a 408 FIP and a 4.79 SIERA. On the flip side, Connor Siebold, 9.93 ERA, 1.72 whip, 6.75 strikeouts per 9, which is 16%. 1.99 walks per 9, a 342 BABIP, a 7.74 FIP, and a 5.09 SIERA. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Yankees in this game. 4.4 FIP, 4.93 SIERA compared to 5.16 and a 4.53. Hitting advantage is about even. 75 WRC plus, which is 28th for the Rockies. 74 for the Yankees, which is 29th. These are 2 of the worst offenses in baseball right now. And I kind of want to back the Yankees here. I kind of want to go back to the Yankees in this spot. Their run line is minus 110, and their first 5 run line is minus 115. I want to see if this is even worth looking at a minus 1 line because it's minus 158, and it is minus 110. It's tough with minus 1 lines at Coors Field, minus 135. Nah. I think I'm just gonna go with the -1 with the Yankees at -135 here in the first 5 minus a half. I'm doubling down on the Yankees here. I like Clark Schmidt. Clark Schmidt is somebody that has pitched well. If the Yankees can give him some run support, he has the potential to be a decent pitcher. So I'm going to double down on the Yankees here. First 5 full game. -1/2, -1.
No, thank you. I have no reason personally to go after the Yankees. They're not a good team. I still think, ready? A, Yankees missed the playoffs altogether. B, Yankees finished last in the division. This is a team that's really looked bad since Judge went down. And yes, you've had the games where they score 10, 11 runs. They don't happen that often. And when they do, they're against the when do they do it? They scored double digits 2 games in a row against the A's. Other than that, they haven't even come close. No, I'm grabbing. I would look towards the Rockies. Am I grabbing this game? Am I betting it? No, I am not. I am not touching this game. I have no reason to go after this game. This one's a stay away, but it would be Colorado or nothing. I want nothing to do with the Yankees at all.
Fair.
Back to the chat.
Yep, I'm just placing my bet real quick because my book kind of froze up on me there for a second. So there we go. -135 full game, -1, -115 first 5 -1/2. I like the over. I had the under yesterday, but I don't know if I'm gonna play it. Fair. We'll keep moving on. 2 games left. The future AL West champion, Houston Astros, taking on the LA Angels in this spot. Astros $1.45 favorites with a total of 8 in this game. Let's take a look at this line movement in this spot here. Framber Valdez versus Reed Detmers. Line opened up at -130 for the Astros. It's a -150 now for the Astros. Line opened up at a 7.5. It's now to an 8. So the line moved towards the over. Line moved towards the Astros. Let's see if the markets kind of reflect that here as we have interesting. 33% of the tickets and 70% of the cash is on the Angels, and the books do not care. 47% of the tickets, 45% of the cash is on, or my bad, 52% of the tickets, 55% of the cash on the under. Lines move towards the over. Let's take a look at the ballpark pal here in LA. Plus 1% offense, plus 6% home runs, 1% double triples, and -1% singles. Pitching matchup, Reed Detmers versus Framber Valdez. Valdez 3 ERA, 1.04 whip, 9 strikeouts per 9, which is 25%, 2 walks per 9, which is 288 BABIP, but 243 FIP, and a 3.65 SIERA. Looking good. Reed Detmers 3.38 ERA, 1.85 whip, 11.97 strikeouts per 9, which is 34%. 2.76 walks per 9, a 169 BABIP, a 4.51 FIP, and a 3.23 SIERA. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Astros here in this game. 4.01 FIP, 3.22 SIERA compared to an Angels team with a 5.69 FIP and a 5.15 SIERA. Hitting advantage does slightly go towards the Angels in this one. 119 WRC plus versus lefties the last 30 days, which is 7th compared to 102 for the Astros, which is 14th. The Astros have their ace on the mound. The lines move towards them. I'm thinking about doubling up on the Astros here. It's time to start riding the Astros in the second half of the season. I think they're going to be one of the best teams in baseball in the second half of the season. They're going to run away with this division, and I think that starts here today. Definitely first 5 -1/2, and it's -157 and plus 105 for the -1 line. I'm going to punch that into my calculator, and then I'll get back to you on that one. But I'm looking at first 5 full game for the Astros here.
Yeah. I'm going to roll with the Astros. Yeah. I gave it out last night, although the line has moved. It was like -130 last night, but I don't care. I'll take the Astros at plus 110 on the run line, or plus 115, sorry. We got to fade Ohtani yesterday. Now we get to back Framber Valdez, who has been arguably one of the best pitchers in the American League.
Young.
Yeah, no, I like him. I like him this year. And when it comes to it, I will continuously back this Houston team. I think this is a team that goes on a big run versus a Angels team that has lost 10 out of their last 11 games. So yeah, sign me up for some Houston action. And backing Valdez here.
All right. Yeah. My book, when I'm trying to bet these -1s, they're freezing me up and making me rebet the run line for whatever reason. So there we go. Run line is bet. Astros first 5 -0.5 -105. Astros full game -1 -125.
Get it.
All right, back to the chat here, and then we head to the final game of the night. It's weird. The Yankees always win in their second game if they lose in the first. I like to hear that. I have the Yankees today. Astros and the over. Yeah, I don't mind the over as well.
Yeah, I hope for some runs from the Astros.
Huh?
Yeah, you hope for some runs from the Astros.
Yep.
Oh, we get 2 pitchers from the All-Star game.
Yeah, we somehow All-Star Michael Lorenzen versus George. Cash with the Tigers last night. Big Cash.
Did they?
I would say big dog, but
Did they win the game in general?
They won the game outright.
5-4. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, how about them Tigers? -200 for the Mariners, which we actually went back and Moose and I last night were looking at this, or he brought it up and I was like, all right, I'll do the research on it. Teams that host the All-Star game since 2000 in their first game back after the All-Star break are now 9-14. So it's usually a flat spot, including 1-5 in the last 5 years, or 1-5 in the last 6 All-Star games. Because 2020, the only one that won was last year. The Dodgers beat the Giants 9-6. Previous to that, the team that won most recent was the 2016 Padres.
Huh.
Well, let's get into this game here. Mariners -200. Jeez. We're still doing this with the Mariners? Let's take a look here. Line opened up at -195, and it's moved up 10 cents to -205. Line opened up at 7.5 even money. It's up to a 7.5 -110. Let's take a look at Ballpark Pal. See what T-Mobile Park -4%. Looks like the roof is closed there. Let's take a look at the pitching matchups. Michael Lorenzen. How the hell is this guy an all-star? That's really puzzling. 4.67 ERA, 1.41 WHIP, 7.33 strikeouts per 9, which is 20%, 2.33 walks per 9, a 3.42 BABIP, a 4.47 FIP, and a 4.4 SIERA. On the flip side, George Kirby, 2.18 ERA, 0.88 WHIP, 7.64 strikeouts per 9, which is 22%, 1.09 walks per 9, a 2.42 BABIP, a 3.13 FIP, and a 3.67 SIERA. Bullpen advantage going towards the Mariners in this one, 4.37 FIP, 3.9 SIERA. Hitting advantage going towards the Mariners, 102 WRC plus, which is 15th against the Tigers, 91, which is 22nd. I feel this total is a little low, personally. And I think the over is worth a look in this spot. Lorenzen is not somebody who scares me. And George Kirby has tendencies to have blow-up starts sometimes. And a 7.5 just seems a little low here, just personally for me. I'm leaning towards this over 7.5.
I'm going to end the slate off with a pass. I just really have no real interest in going after this game. Should the Mariners be this big of favorites? No. Should Lorenzen have been an all-star? No. I am high on Seattle, but I'm not laying -200 or their run line, I believe, is even money. Or something in that nature, right? Let's see. Seattle, not the Sounders. +105. So their run line is not bad, but I'm not going after them right now. I think we got enough action for today, including a nice fat MLS card. But this last game, I'm going to stay away from this one. I'll be rooting for the Mariners. I may go and actually bet the futures for them to make the playoffs and them to win the division. But I like Seattle, but I'm not laying the price on it.
Yeah. No.
Under, I could see Seattle, yes. Any NBA picks? No, I don't do Summer League and WNBA, the All-Star games today, which Nick likes the under. But yes. we can't put the WNBA All-Star game on the site, right? He cannot, so I'm not interested in it. But that is all the games for today, Nick. You know what that means?
Yep. It is time for
housekeeping. Housekeeping.
If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. We appreciate all the support. Check out all links in the description below. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, Facebook, Picks and Parleys, Premium Plays, merch, TikTok, ESP Shorts, and the EarleSportsBets.com website. All linked down below. I am putting the links to the TikTok and the Instagram in the chat, so it's a little bit easier for you guys. Well, I put them in that way. I guess that could work. Just so that you guys can, if you guys don't like always going on YouTube, you're going to be able to find all of our free pick videos on Instagram and TikTok as well. So here are all of those right there. Bada bing, bada boom. Make sure you guys check out Ballin' Out with Tim Earle on the Picks and Parleys YouTube channel. That's where you'll find 5 free picks in the MLB. Obviously, we just talked over all of them. Go over there, leave a like, leave a comment, tell the boss man I'm doing a good job. And then check out SeatGeek, concert tickets, sporting event ticket needs, ESP at checkout, $20 off your first purchase. Let's go into a recap. We'll grab the Padres today on the run line. I will be grabbing the Boston Red Sox. I will be backing Mr. Gavin Williams and the Cleveland Guardians. Giants on the run line. I like Baltimore, Cincinnati, New York Mets. The over in the Braves game. I like the Astros to finish off the card. And you can check out all my MLS plays. There's 8 of them up on the site if you guys are interested in checking those out.
Yeah. Just finished tracking up some plays here. I am on the Padres first 5 minus the half for the first game here starting in about an hour.
Cool.
I am on the Red Sox money line and team total over 4.5. Double up on the Guardians first 5 full game at plus 130 and plus 140. On the Marlins plus 103. Giants first 5 minus a half. Giants full game minus 1. Mets first 5 money line. Atlanta, Chicago over 8.5 at minus 102. Yankees first 5 minus a half. Full game minus 1. Astros first 5 minus a half. Full game minus 1. And that's all for baseball today. I am on for the CFL. I'm on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. First half minus 5.5. Full game minus 9.5. Full game over 44.5. And the Calgary Stampeders first half plus a half. Full game money line for the Stamps and the full game over 44.5 as well. Full day, and as Tim mentioned, I'm also on the under 249 in the WNBA and WNBA All-Star game. So
you have fun with that one. That's going to do it for this edition of Ballin' Out with, not Ballin' Out, the Earle Sports Bet Show. I was just looking at I was scrolling to find the outro, and I was staring at that for a minute. Sorry. Of this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show, we'll be back tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. for another edition. Good luck, and bye-bye.